Hello everyone. In this video I will teach you how to graph the linear equation. First, if you have the x-intercept and the y-intercept, it's easy for you to plot the two intercepts, then you can connect them to have the graph. So if the x-intercept is -3, so you can go and plot this at -3 because this is the x-axis, and you can plot the -5 on the y-axis. When you connect them, you will have dry graph. Same here, you can connect from x -1, from y +2, then you can connect the graph. Same here. Now if you have the form ax plus by equals c, you can get the x-intercept and the y-intercept like this example or the previous one, the x-intercept and the y-intercept. How? When you cancel x, this will give you the y-intercept. When you put x equals 0, you will get the y-intercept. So now for y equals -20, so y will be -5. Now you have -5, the y-intercept. When you cancel y, 5x will be -20, so x will be -4. Now you have also the x-intercept. When you connect these 2 points, this will be your graph. In this example, it's the same. We can use 8, or we can change this to be easier with this graph, but it's up to you. If you want to graph this, you need to add 7 and 8, 7 and 8. Okay. Now when you cancel y, x will be 8. So this is the x-intercept. When you cancel the x, y will be 8 divided by 4 will be 2. So x equals 8, y equals 2. Now you have the x-intercept and the y-intercept. When you connect them, you will have dry graph. What if we have y equals -1? Y equals -1, it means the y-intercept is -1 and each point on the graph is -1. So we will have a graph parallel to the x-axis passing through the -1 in y, and the slope of this is 0. What if we have x equal to, for example, now you will graph a line parallel to y and passing through the x equals 2. Here we have the different form, y equals mx plus b. So b equals -2, put this, because this is the y-intercept, you have directly the y-intercept by inspection, and to graph with the slope 3/5, it means you have to move 5 units right and 3 units up, 5 with 3. So we move up 3 for each 5 units right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So this is the second point. And if you try to go in a different way, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, you will have to go down -1, -2, -3. The same idea. For example, try this. Y-intercept is 2. Then move up right 3 units. When you go right 1. 1 right, 1, 2, 3. If the graph was negative, like y equal -3x plus 2, the slope is negative, you can start from the 2, but instead of going right up, you go left up. 1, 1, 2, 3. and your graph will be this way. How to solve the system by graphing? You can do as we did above to solve the system of equation by graphing. For example, take 1 by 1 as a single question. For the first one, when you cancel x, y will be 3 because 6 divided 2, and when you cancel x will be 6. Graph this 3 and 6. The second one, cancel x, y will be negative 1 because negative 2 divided 2, so y will be negative 1. When you cancel y, x will be negative 2. Negative 2 at x, and negative 1 for the y. We can see that they are having same slope. This is negative half and this is negative half. So when they have same slope, they are parallel because they have same slope and they will never meet. That's why they will never have a solution. So there's no solution. It's different here. We said we can change this to make it simpler. So for example, negative 4 instead of negative 8, let's make it negative 4. Okay. Now let's graph this. When you cancel, we said that we can take it 1 by 1. Cancel x, 2y equal negative 4, so y will be negative 2. Cancel y, x will be negative 4. I have changed the negative 8. X will be negative 4. Now negative 2, negative 4, graph them. Now the second line, cancel the x, y will be negative 3 divided negative 1, y will be 3. You cancel y, x will be negative 3 over 3, x will be negative 1. So x is negative 1, y equal 3. When you connect this, you will have this straight line. Okay, so the answer here will be this point. Okay. This is negative 1.5, for example, and this is negative 1.3. So the answer is negative 1.5, negative 1.3. If we did with the 8, this would be different and they will intersect at a certain point. Now we should do the same as we did in the second type or the third type of questions. How to graph this, starting from negative 1. Then with each 3 units on the x, we have 1 unit on the y. So 1, 2, 3, go up 1. This will give you this line. You can notice that going right up, it's the same like left down. They will have the same slope, which is positive. The second one, starting from 4. Okay, we can go 1 unit right with 2 up, or 1 unit left with 2 down. 1 unit left with 2 down, and they will intersect at this point. So the answer of this system here is this point, which is -3 and -2. Here -1, 4 with 5. This is for x and this is for y. At 3, 4 with 1. Now the solution for this system will be this point, which is 4 and 4. So this is how to graph the linear equation. Now the second part, how to graph the linear inequality. You can do the same scenario, like consider this as -2x plus 3. How can you graph this? Starting from 3, then the slope is -2, so instead of going right up, go left up. 1 and 2 up, or 1 right with 2 down. Why? Because in this case you will have the graph going up left with negative slope. But we have a note here, because can you see that this is greater than only, not equal? If it was equal, you can keep the line as we did. If it's not equal, you should graph with a dotted line. You can graph it with a dotted line, okay? Now the second part, when we ask you to sketch the graph of inequality, you should graph area, not only this line. So y is greater than, so we are asking now which area to take, this one or this one, because the answer will be on for all this area, all this area. How can you do this? You can see that y is greater than 3, so we can take all the y greater than 3, so we can shade this. Or you can use the test of the 0. Can you test if this 0 satisfies the inequality or not? Okay, put 0, because this point is 0 and 0. 0 for y and 0 for x, plus 3. Now can you see that this inequality says that 0 is greater than 3? Is it true that 0 is greater than 3? It's not true. So you cannot take the part that contains 0. Take the opposite part. So this is the answer. Let's try this. Starting from 4, move 2 units and 1 up, because this is for x and this is for y. This is the run and this is the rise. Okay. Now for this, is it solid or dotted? This is solid because there is equal. So this will be solid line. Now the part for shading. Which part shade? Let's test the 0. This is 0 and this is 0. This is 0 plus 4. Replace x and y by 0. 4 is greater than 0. Yes, 4 is greater than 0, so we can take this part that contains x. So all this area will satisfy the inequality. Y is greater than -3, so y equal -3, and graph this solid. Greater than, that means take all of the above. This one, cancel y, x will be -1. Cancel x, y will be -5. So y is -5, x is -1. Then it's dotted or or solid. So this is dotted. Why? Because to make it perfect as we. Okay. because this is only greater than, there is no equal. Now the part for test of this point, 0 plus 0 is greater than negative 5, yes. So we should take the part that contains 0. In these examples, you need to do the same method but in two examples. The first one, how to graph this, it's 3x minus y less than or equal negative 3. When you cancel y, x will be negative 1 because negative 3 divided by 3. When you cancel x, y will be 3 because negative will be positive, and now you can graph this. But solid or dotted, it's solid because less than or equal. Then test the 0, negative 1 and 3, negative 1 here, 3 here, and it's solid. Then test the 0, 0 minus 0 less than negative 3, it's wrong because 0 minus 0 is 0 and 0 is greater than negative 3. So the 0 does not satisfy, so we should take this part. Okay. Now the second inequality. Cancel x, y will be negative 2 because 4 divided negative 2. Cancel y, x will be 4. X is 4, y is negative 2. Solid or dotted, it's dotted because it's only greater than. Test the 0 to see which part to take, up or down. 0 minus 0 is not greater than 4, so we cannot take this part. We should take the opposite part of the 0. So we can shade this area. Now the answer will be the common area that you shaded. So this is the common area that you shaded between the two inequalities. So the answer will be this area. Let's try the last one. This is x x equals this is 3 over 6, which is half, okay, but negative half, and y negative 3. So this is negative half and this is negative 3. It's less than only, so it's dotted, so you can go. Then test the 0. 0 plus 0 is less than negative 3, which is wrong, so you cannot take this part. We should take the opposite part that doesn't contain the 0. Now x equal 2 and y equal 2. It's solid. And test the 0. 0 plus 0 is less than 2, yes, so take the part of the 0, which is this part. Sorry. Can you see where do they meet? They will meet here. So this is the answer of this inequality. Okay, we cannot do this, but we can do the following. So the answer will be this area.